Reports say that in the next 100 days, you can transform your health, wealth, and confidence. Or absolutely nothing. The choice is yours. Are you locking in? I want you to do this with me right now. Hold your fingers up and count to 10. That's 10 days. I know it feels small right now, but imagine stacking that 10-day effort 10 times. That's 100 days. And that's basically almost what's left this year. 100 days that can either fly by in autopilot or can completely shift the direction of your life. Yes, you don't need more than 100 days to completely shift the direction of your life. Now, I want you to pause this video for 2 seconds and go look at all your goals. Your vision board, your Notion page, your Pinterest page, your notes app, wherever you've written down your goals or collected the things that you say you want. If you don't have one, just bring one big goal to your mind. I know you have that. Look at it, really look at it, because here's the question. Out of everything on there, what could you realistically move forward in the next 100 days if you truly locked in, like every single day? Not someday, not next year, and not when you feel ready, but now, before this very year ends. This is your experiment. 100 days. Your goals are right in front of you, and the choice you have to make is, do you coast through the rest of the year the same way as you always did, or do you lock in and you finally change the trajectory? Because that's the only thing that's in your hands. And even though it may feel like it's not, it is in your hands and in your mind. Picture yourself on December 31st, same you have the same chair, you're in the same house, same phone in your hand, except there are two versions of you staring right back. One who scrolled, who got distracted, and who said tomorrow and kept saying later, and one who stayed focused, showed up and stacked all those small wins even though no one was watching, until they added up to real progress. Which one do you want to meet? Of course, the second one. You want your goals to be fulfilled, but you don't want to do the effort to fulfill them. Most people will waste the last part of the year. September comes in and it's like, oh, I'll just wait for January. It's so close anyways. Then October hits and it's all holidays, events, distractions. And by December, they're looking back at the whole year and everything that they've said they do and realizing that they didn't do it again. Another year where they didn't do it again. But waiting for January. What is January? Nothing. It doesn't fix anything. Jan isn't special. You don't magically wake up and become more disciplined because the year has changed. And that's happened every year. If you're putting things off now, you'll probably put them off then too. And the people who actually move forward in life, they're the ones who use these last months to build momentum for the next year. By the time Jan comes, they're already ahead of most people who are making New Year resolutions. That's what the great lock-in is about. Instead of ending the year completely checked out from your goals, you ended by being focused. Instead of dragging all the same habits into the new year, you use this time to sharpen up, cut the noise, and double down on the few things that actually matter for you. And it's not about doing more. It's not about suddenly becoming a whole new person, because that's not possible. It's about proving to yourself that you can stay locked in for just 100 days. When most people are truly falling back, that's where the shift happens. Think about sports for a second. You know why the fourth quarter is called the clutch time? Because that's when everything is decided. You can be behind most of the game, not that I'm saying you should. Maybe your team was sloppy in the first half, maybe you didn't have the correct systems, maybe you fell behind because of the scoreboard. But if you lock in during those final minutes, you can flip the entire outcome of the game. Some of the greatest comebacks in history happen in the fourth quarter, towards the end. And these 365 days in a year works probably the same way. You could have wasted 8 months scrolling, procrastinating, getting distracted. It doesn't matter. What's happened is happened. If you dominate these last 4 months, because that's all you need. It genuinely takes 100 days to lock in, and you can change your story. People don't remember how you started the year, they'll remember how you finished it. And the thing is that finishing strong doesn't just rewrite your whole year, it rewrites your identity. If you've been the kind of person who quits, who checks out, who says next year every single December, and this time you flip that script, that's not just the better year, that's a new you then. You carry that identity into everything else of your life. So don't underestimate the power of the fourth quarter. It's not a throwaway time. It's a time where legends are made And I want you to be one, whether it's sports or your own life. The great lock-in to me basically is your final sprint of the year, but not in a toxic hustle culture way, because I never advocate for that. That's all about pressure and burnout, and then just starting Jan with complete burnout. It's the complete opposite, actually. This isn't about doing the most, grinding for 18 hours a day, or pretending like the rest of your life doesn't matter. It's the complete opposite. It's about being intentional. It's about being smart with your energy, cutting everything off that isn't important, and locking into your main character arc. The version of you who actually follows through what they say they will and stops letting distractions call the shots. You can think of this season as your personal winter arc, your deep work chapter, and the season where you're so grounded in becoming the woman you're meant to be that you stop entertaining things that aren't aligned with her. You're not ghosting the world of avoidance, you're filtering it out. That's what this really is. You're in your be so busy building so no one can reach me unless I allow it phase, and it's powerful because it helps you achieve things. Because if the whole year has completely felt off or all over the place, inconsistent, emotionally draining, and straight up chaotic, you're not alone. Mine and everyone else to some extent did too. Everyone had days where they felt productive and others that made them question everything. But here's what I realized, that the year isn't over just because the first half was messy. Doesn't mean the last chapter has to be. If you're still here, you're breathing, you're watching this, you're feeling that pull to shift, then that means that there's still something left in you to become. There's still time. So now what do? We lock in when everyone's locking out. Okay, so the first place I feel like everyone usually goes wrong is they try to fix everything at once, which is not possible. I get it. The urge to completely overhaul your entire life overnight is real, but what ends up happening is you get overwhelmed and you do none of it like you've always done. You try to work on your fitness, on your business, your money, mindset, your dating life. You build 3 side hustles and read a stack of self-help books, drink 3 liters, watch every of my video in one day, meditate for 45 minutes, and somehow you want to also post content on 5 different platforms every day. And then you burn out by week 2 and feel like a failure again. But to be honest, you don't need 17 different goals. You just need 3. 3 power goals that are deeply connected to the version of you that you're trying to become. That's it. 3 goals become your North Star, your anchor, and everything you do over the next 4 months feeds into them. Okay, so to give you an example, here's how I've personally broken these 3 goals down so you get an idea. For my body, I had this very specific image on my vision board and in my head of how I wanted to feel and look. Like, I don't want abs or anything wild, but I just wanted to feel lighter, more energized, and be in a weight range that felt healthy for me. So I made that one of my main goals. And since I don't have a personal trainer or anything, I asked ChatGPT to give me a full daily breakdown of how much I should lose each day to reach that goal till the end of the year. And I've been using that to stay accountable. Like, I weigh myself every week or every 2 days, track it, and it just keeps me on track without needing anyone to constantly check in. Then for my business, this one is kind of two-sided. First, I want to grow my production business, take on more clients, scale things a little, have systems in place. And second, I want to be really consistent, which I have been almost the whole year with content, especially on YouTube. I'm really enjoying showing up here so often, and I want to grow my audience, connect with more of you, and build something more on Instagram as well, because that's something I'm slacking with. I've been loving just being active on social media again, and I just want to stay in that momentum and build on it, and then maybe make it a full-time job soon. And then for my mindset and self-worth, this one's probably the most important and personal one. I have a few books sitting around that I've been meaning to finish, and also a few on my list, especially Joe Dispenza's work. I love everything he writes. And I'm a new person. Every time I read one of his books, like, I become slightly a better version of myself. So that's one of my goals too, to actually finish the ones I've started and to just keep pouring back into myself. And if I can, I'd love to take a small detox wellness trip by the end of the year, something quiet just to reset and clear my mind and head a bit, just to step away and breathe intentionally. So yes, those are my top 3 goals. 1 for my body, 1 for my business, and 1 for mindset. That's it. That's my great lock-in. And I know that if all I do over the next 100 days is pour into those 3 buckets fully and with my whole heart, that's a win for me. That's real progress. And that's how you walk into your new year with confidence and actual momentum, not just a list of half-finished intentions, which really, for me, affect my self-worth more than anything. And so yes, those are my top 3 priorities, and I chose them because honestly, they're the areas that I really slacked on throughout the year. Like, they kept showing up in my mind over and over again, and I knew that I needed to focus on them if I actually wanted to feel proud of how I ended this year. But these are my priorities. Yours don't have to look like these at all. This is super personal for me. It's whatever you feel like you need right now in your life. For you, it could be something completely different, like maybe you want to make new friends and actually build a social life that feels good, or maybe it's your relationship and there are things you really want to work on and grow through with your partner, or maybe you want to work on your mental health and finally start therapy or do something that supports you emotionally. Whatever it is for you, it can be completely up to you. You're the one who knows what's actually showing up on your vision board, what's been sitting in the back of your mind that you keep pushing to the next week or the next month or the next year, which we won't do now. So I'd say get really honest with yourself about what those 3 to 4 things are. But the one thing that I'll say is don't pick too many. We don't have the luxury of unlimited time right now till the end of the year. We've got about, I think, 100 days, depends on when you're watching this video, to end the year, and we need to go deep, not wide. Like, this is not the time to overwhelm yourself trying to fix your whole life in one go. Pick the top few things that actually matter right now and go all in on those. Keep it focused. That's how you're really gonna make progress, like true, tangible progress. And then the next segment I want to talk about is something we all lack in when it comes to personal goals, building systems. Now, this is truly where your main shift happens, and this part is key. We're not just writing down our goals and hoping that they happen. We are reverse engineering every single one of them. You're not just manifesting outcomes, you're designing your road map in detail to get there in these amount of days. Let's say your goal is to grow on YouTube. You don't just post more videos. Okay, great. You've written that before. Have you done it? No. That's not just a system, it's a wish. A system is looking at your week, deciding exactly when you're filming, exactly when you're editing, and exactly when you're posting and engaging. And if you're traveling in the middle, you plan that out. If you have an event, you plan it out. You decide that Tuesdays are for filming, Wednesdays are for editing, Thursdays are for upload and optimization. And then you repeat that over and over again. Obviously, whatever's convenient for you. That's what creates consistency, not motivation. Every week becomes a cycle then, like a rhythm. Every day has a theme. You're not just waking up wondering what you should be doing or if you're behind, because you already decided what needs to happen in these amount of days. You're not winging it anymore. You're showing up like the CEO of your own life. It's structured, it's clear, and it works for your life. Okay, now let me give you my personal lock-in rules that I made for myself. These are things that I'm holding myself accountable for the next 4 months and honestly for life. If they resonate with you, use them. If not, make your own. But these truly have been working for me. Rule number 1 is, like I said, no more than 3 priorities at a time for the great lock-in. The rest is noise. If something doesn't align with one of your 3 main goals, it's either a distraction or a detour. And during the lock-in, we don't have time for either of them. And then rule 2 is to track your days, not your moods. Some days you'll feel like you're on fire. Some days you'll feel off. That's normal. That's how you've been feeling the whole year and putting it off. But if you stay consistent with your actions for 100 days, even on the meh days that you'll have, you will still win. Feelings are fleeting, but systems hold you when your emotions fluctuate. And then rule number 3 is to protect your energy like it's your password. I'm not joking. If someone or something drains you, delays you, distracts you, they don't get access to you right now. Not until your work is done, not until the version of you who finishes things is alive and well and walking in front of us. And rule number 4 is, again, this one is my favorite, harder one. Romanticize your discipline. Light that candle up when you're writing your to-do list. Make your morning routine cute and cozy. Play your focus playlist when you sit down and edit, because you really don't like editing, but you have to get your video up. Put your hoodie on like it's your lock-in uniform. Discipline doesn't have to feel like a punishment. It can feel beautiful. It can feel like a ritual. The more you make it feel good, the more you'll actually stick to it, because truly the only thing that's getting you through the lock-in is discipline. And just to be real with you, the main reason I'm making this video, and honestly the whole point of the great lock-in for me, wasn't to add more pressure. It wasn't to make you feel like you have to do these things and you have to achieve these goals if you haven't, or you have to become the perfect version of yourself overnight, or finally tick off every single thing on your vision board, otherwise you're a loser. In fact, I think that's the main reason why so many of us don't get those things done in the first place, because it feels too overwhelming. There are too many goals, too many tabs open in your brain, too much noise, and no real system. So the way I've approached this great lock-in is actually super grounded. It's about clarity, and it's about asking yourself what actually matters right now. What do I want to achieve? What are my top 3 things that if I focused on them is achievable? Would truly move me closer to my next level, which I can focus on in Jan. And once I get clear on that, I build my ecosystem around them. My systems, my routines, my habits, not to be perfect, but so I have structure in my life, because maybe you don't have structure. That's why you want the Great Lock-in to help you have that. So I'm not relying on motivation, I'm relying on rhythm. Like a rhythm. Everything has a rhythm in life. And my final tip for you is that you're probably going to have to start this by force. I know that doesn't sound cute, it doesn't sound romantic, but if you're sitting there thinking that I haven't done all of this in 1 year, what makes you think I'll suddenly start now? This is your wake-up call, this video. You should start by forcing yourself. Force yourself into it, because you know it's good for you. Sometimes discipline is uncomfortable at first, but the magic is that once you start, it becomes a habit, and then the habit becomes desire, and before you know it, you're not forcing yourself. You're doing it because you know it's good for you and it's going to get you what you want in life. A lot of the days I don't feel like showing up, planning content, writing, filming, eating clean, journaling. There are days I don't do it as well, but I force the discipline. I'm trying to get better at it, because if I don't work on these goals, then my vision board won't be complete. No one else is going to come and do it for me. No one else can come and sit and record for me. I wish someone could, but no one can. And I want to see my vision board come to life, because I know I can manifest them. I just have to work for them. I don't want to just look at it. I want to live it. And I want to hit December and feel proud. Not perfect, just proud. Because I showed up, I did my best, I built momentum, I didn't give up on myself when things got messy. I can't control the rest, but I showed up. I started YouTube 6 months ago, and I know that I showed up every single week, almost 3 times, to record a new video, and I don't care about the subscribers, but I know that I showed up. So start small, build the momentum, because I promise you, you will be in a better place tomorrow than you are today if you just do one thing, just one aligned action. That's all it takes to change the trajectory of your life. Okay, I think that's it for today. I really hope you find something in here that'll give you that extra push and hopefully help you build systems. If you're ready to lock in with me, then leave a comment. Tell me your 3 goals that you're going to focus on, and let's do this together, and then check in by the end of the year. And I can't wait to see where we all are in about 100 days from now. Okay, I love you. I'll see you. Let's lock in. See you in the next one. Bye.